You are allowed to be tired, not lazy, not ungrateful, not failing, just tired. And maybe nobody else notices it because you still answer the calls, still show up, still smile, and still carry everything quietly. But deep down, your spirit has been begging for rest. So if you found this tonight, let this be your sign to stop carrying the world alone for a moment. Keep your heart open for this part, because before this prayer ends, something inside you is going to soften. Not because life suddenly becomes perfect, but because your soul is about to remember. You were never meant to survive without peace. So exhale slowly. You don't have to prove your worth here. You don't have to perform. You don't have to pretend you're okay. This space is for the version of you that is exhausted from surviving. The version of you that smiles in public, but cries quietly when nobody sees. The version of you that keeps saying, I'm fine, because explaining the pain feels too heavy. Hear this deeply. This prayer is for the woman who is tired of trying to fix everything, tired of trying to heal quickly, tired of trying to be enough for people who barely pour back into her, tired, but still waking up every day. And maybe nobody told you this yet, but surviving this long already says something powerful about you. Because some days, your strength didn't look loud. Some days, your strength looked like getting out of bed, replying to one message, holding back tears in the bathroom, breathing through anxiety, praying with almost no energy left. And still, you kept going. That matters. Let this settle into your spirit. You know what's exhausting. Being the strong one all the time. Being the woman everyone leans on, while secretly wondering who holds you. Being the listener, the helper, the peacemaker, while your own soul feels neglected. And after a while, even your spirit gets tired. You begin to feel disconnected from yourself, disconnected from joy, disconnected from peace, disconnected from the woman you used to be. You laugh less. You overthink more. You start feeling emotionally numb, but somehow still overwhelmed at the same time. And the hardest part, most people never notice, because you learned how to suffer quietly. You learned how to keep functioning while emotionally drowning. You learned how to keep showing up, even when your heart begged for rest. But listen to me carefully. You were never created to live in constant survival mode. You deserve softness too. You deserve peace too. You deserve mornings that don't begin with anxiety, and nights that don't end in emotional exhaustion. This is not weakness. This is a soul asking for rest. And maybe lately, God has been trying to slow you down, not to punish you, but to save you from becoming emotionally empty. Because constantly pouring from an exhausted spirit eventually breaks something inside you. And I know you've been trying to stay positive, trying to stay faithful, trying not to fall apart. But some nights, you lay in bed staring at the ceiling, wondering how much longer you can keep carrying all of this. Don't rush past this. You do not have to earn rest. You do not have to collapse before you deserve care. You do not have to reach your breaking point before you finally slow down. And maybe that's why you're here right now, because your spirit is asking for permission to finally breathe. So breathe slowly. Let your shoulders fall gently. Let your face soften. You've been holding tension in your body for too long. And right now, for these next few moments, you don't have to solve your whole life. You only have to be here. That's enough. Father, tonight we come to you exhausted, not polished, not perfect, not pretending, just tired. Tired mentally, tired emotionally, tired spiritually. Some of us have been strong for so long, we forgot what it feels like to rest without guilt. And beneath the smiles, beneath the routines, beneath the I'm okay, there's a woman quietly asking for relief. Lord, meet her there. Meet her in the silence she hides from everyone else. Meet her in the moments she feels forgotten. Meet her in the exhaustion she cannot explain. Wrap your peace around her mind, because lately, her thoughts have been too loud. Too many worries, too many fears, too many silent battles. She keeps replaying conversations, overthinking mistakes, carrying pressure nobody even sees, and it's exhausting her. Please, quiet the noise inside her mind. Remind her, she does not have to have everything figured out tonight. This next part is deeply for you. You see other people progressing, healing, winning, moving forward, and meanwhile, you feel stuck. Like no matter how hard you try, life keeps asking for more from you. More patience, more strength, more endurance, and eventually, you begin questioning yourself. Why is this so hard for me? Why am I still struggling? Why do I feel so emotionally drained? But hear this deeply. You are not behind. You are healing through things you never deserved to carry. And healing is exhausting sometimes, especially when you were never taught how to rest. Especially when you had to become emotionally independent too early. Especially when life trained you to believe your value comes from how much you endure. But your worth was never supposed to be measured by suffering. You don't have to bleed to prove you're strong. You don't have to constantly sacrifice yourself to deserve love. And you don't have to keep abandoning yourself just to keep other people comfortable. This is where your spirit exhales, because the woman listening right now is not breaking. She is awakening. Awakening to the fact that exhaustion is not her identity. Pain is not her personality. Survival is not the highest version of her life. No, there is still softness waiting for her. There is still peace waiting for her. There is still joy that does not require struggle attached to it. Father, please restore the woman who feels emotionally empty. Restore the parts of her that life slowly wore down. Restore her confidence. Restore her hope. Restore her ability to believe beautiful things can still happen for her. Because lately, disappointment has been heavy. Some prayers felt unanswered. Some relationships drained her. Some seasons changed her deeply. And now she's afraid to hope too much, afraid to trust too much, afraid to expect goodness, because she's been hurt before. But Lord, gently remind her, she is still worthy of beautiful things, still worthy of healthy love, still worthy of peace, still worthy of being chosen, without begging, without shrinking, without exhausting herself. Listen with your heart for a moment. You cannot heal in environments that constantly require you to abandon yourself. You cannot bloom while constantly pouring into people who drain you. And you cannot keep carrying emotional weights that were never yours to hold. Some of you are tired because you've been carrying people God never assigned you to save, and your heart has been paying the price for it. You've confused self-sacrifice with love. You've confused emotional exhaustion with loyalty. You've confused suffering with strength. But love should not constantly feel like depletion, and peace should not feel unfamiliar. You deserve relationships where your nervous system can finally relax. You deserve spaces where you can breathe naturally, instead of constantly overthinking your worth. And yes, walking away from draining energy hurts sometimes, but abandoning yourself hurts more. Let this soften something inside you, because this is the moment your spirit starts remembering who you are again. You are not difficult to love. You are not too emotional. You are not too sensitive. You are a woman who has felt deeply for a very long time. And instead of receiving softness, you often receive disappointment. Still, your heart kept loving. That says something beautiful about you. But now, It's time for your love to include yourself too, not just everyone else. You too. Your body deserves rest. Your mind deserves gentleness. Your spirit deserves peace. And your life deserves more than constant emotional survival. Father, teach her how to rest without guilt. Teach her how to say no without feeling selfish. Teach her how to stop apologizing for needing space. Teach her that she does not need to earn love by overextending herself. Because some women have spent years believing their exhaustion makes them valuable, always available, always giving, always fixing, always carrying. But tonight, break that cycle. Remind her she is worthy even when she rests, worthy even when she pauses, worthy even when she says, I can't carry this anymore. Pause here for a second. This is not the end of you. This exhaustion is not permanent. This heavy season is not your forever story. And one day, you're going to look back at this version of yourself, the tired version, the crying version, the emotionally overwhelmed version, and realize she was fighting battles nobody saw and still survived. You're stronger than you think, but strength is not only about enduring pain. Real strength is also knowing when your soul needs care, knowing when your body needs rest, knowing when your heart needs healing. And tonight, your spirit is asking for gentleness, not pressure, gentleness. So let this prayer hold you for a moment. You don't have to hold yourself together perfectly right now. God is not asking you to perform. He's asking you to come as you are, tired, emotional, confused, heavy-hearted. Come anyway. This may be the part your soul needed. Father, for the woman listening with tears in her eyes right now, please remind her she is not alone. Even when nobody texts first, even when nobody notices her pain, even when she feels emotionally isolated, stay close to her. Sit with her in the lonely moments. Comfort her in the quiet hours. Hold together the parts of her that feel like they're unraveling. And please, remove the pressure she keeps placing on herself. The pressure to always be productive, always improving, always healing quickly, always staying strong. She's tired. Please let her rest, not just physically, but emotionally, spiritually, mentally. Let her sleep without fear. Let her wake up without dread. Let peace slowly return to her nervous system. Receive this gently. You are allowed to slow down. The world may glorify burnout, but your soul was created for peace. You do not have to constantly prove your value. You do not have to race everybody else. You do not have to punish yourself for being human. Some seasons are for rebuilding. Some seasons are for grieving. Some seasons are simply for surviving quietly until your light returns. And if this is one of those seasons for you, that does not make you a failure. It makes you human. You're healing, even now, even if it feels slow, even if it feels invisible. Healing is still happening. Keep listening. Your heart needs this. The fact that you are still here, still listening, still hoping, means something inside you has not given up yet. And that matters, because sometimes healing begins, not with confidence, but with exhaustion finally telling the truth. I can't do this alone anymore. And maybe that surrender is where peace finally enters. Father, teach her that surrender is not weakness. Teach her that resting in you does not make her lazy. Teach her that she does not have to carry tomorrow tonight, because anxiety has been stealing her peace. Overthinking has been exhausting her spirit. Fear has been convincing her she has to control everything. But tonight, let her release what she cannot carry. The future, the uncertainty, the unanswered questions. Place them gently in your hands, and in exchange, fill her with peace that does not depend on circumstances. Peace that reaches deeper than temporary comfort. peace. That reminds her she is safe even while healing, safe even while rebuilding, safe even while uncertain. This is where peace begins to return, because the woman listening right now is learning something powerful. Rest is holy too. Stillness is healing too. Softness is strength too. And maybe the life she truly wants will not come from forcing everything, but from finally aligning with peace. Listen carefully. You are not meant to spend your whole life emotionally exhausted. There is more for you than survival, more than heartbreak, more than anxiety, more than constantly carrying emotional weight alone. There is laughter waiting for you again. There are peaceful mornings waiting for you again. There are moments coming where your heart will feel light again. Do not give up before you meet that version of yourself. She exists, the healed version, the rested version, the softer version, the peaceful version. She is already becoming, even now, especially now. Father, please heal the exhaustion. She hides behind productivity because sometimes she stays busy to avoid feeling. Sometimes she overworks, overthinks, overgives, because slowing down forces her to confront the pain she buried. But you see it all, the disappointment, the grief, the loneliness, the silent heartbreak. Nothing about her suffering has gone unnoticed by you. And tonight, let her finally feel safe enough to soften, safe enough to cry, safe enough to stop pretending, safe enough to rest emotionally. This is the moment your heart unclenches, because your breakthrough may not look the way you expected. Sometimes the breakthrough is not becoming harder. Sometimes the breakthrough is becoming softer without fear, learning to receive, learning to rest, learning to stop fighting yourself. And maybe for the first time in a long time, you are finally realizing you deserve gentleness too, not someday, now. You deserve moments that don't hurt, conversations that don't drain you, love that doesn't confuse you, peace that doesn't disappear overnight. And most importantly, you deserve a relationship with yourself that feels compassionate, because the way you speak to yourself matters. And lately, you've been too harsh with your own heart, calling yourself lazy when you're exhausted, calling yourself weak when you're overwhelmed, calling yourself broken when you're simply carrying too much. But hear this deeply. You are not broken. You are tired. There is a difference, and tired things need rest, not shame. Father, replace her self-criticism with compassion. Help her stop fighting herself internally. Help her stop measuring her worth by productivity. Help her stop believing she has to be perfect to deserve peace, because she has spent too long surviving impossible expectations. Tonight, let those expectations fall. She does not need to become someone else to be worthy. She is already enough, even in this healing season, even in this exhausted season, even in this uncertain season. Let this meet you where you are. The version of you that exists after this season will not just be stronger. She will be softer, wiser, more peaceful, more aligned, more protective of her energy, less desperate for validation, less willing to abandon herself for temporary love. And one day, the peace you are praying for now will become your normal, not because life becomes perfect, but because you finally stop betraying your own spirit. This is where your healing deepens, not in forcing yourself harder, but in finally honoring what your soul has been asking for: rest, peace, gentleness, stillness. Father, for every woman listening who feels emotionally close to giving up, please breathe life back into her spirit. Remind her that dark seasons do not last forever. Remind her that delayed does not mean denied. Remind her that she is still being guided, even when life feels unclear. And please, Protect her from becoming bitter because of what hurt her. Let this season make her softer, not colder, wiser, not harder, more discerning, not emotionally shut down, because deep down, she still wants to love life again. She still wants to feel hopeful again. She still wants to believe beautiful things are possible for her. And they are. Listen with your heart for a moment. Your future is not ruined because you are tired right now. Your dreams are not dead because this season feels heavy. Your softness is not weakness. Your emotions are not burdens. And your healing does not have to happen overnight. Take your time. Breathe again. Return to yourself slowly. You are allowed to heal gently. You are allowed to outgrow survival mode. You are allowed to become a woman who feels safe in her own life. And maybe that journey begins tonight, right here, in this moment, with one deep breath and one honest prayer. Father, thank you for sustaining her through every silent battle she never spoke about. Thank you for every moment she almost gave up, but somehow kept going. Thank you for protecting her in ways she did not even realize. And now, please give her rest, real rest, the kind that reaches her soul, the kind that quiets fear, the kind that restores joy, the kind that reminds her life is not meant to feel like constant emotional survival. Cover her mind with peace tonight. Cover her heart with softness tonight. Cover her future with hope tonight. And when she wakes tomorrow, let her feel a little lighter, a little calmer, a little safer, a little more connected to herself again, because she has carried enough. And now, it's time for healing. Take this in slowly. Place your hand gently over your heart. Breathe slowly, and hear this deeply. You survived every hard day that tried to break you, every disappointment, every lonely night, every silent heartbreak, every moment you thought you wouldn't make it through. You survived. And not only are you surviving, you are becoming softer without losing your power, becoming wiser without losing your heart, becoming peaceful without abandoning your dreams. There is still beauty ahead of you, still love ahead of you, still peace ahead of you. This is not the end of your story. This is the beginning of your restoration. So tonight, rest. You do not have to carry everything at once. You do not have to force tomorrow into place. And you do not have to heal all at once to be worthy of love right now. Breathe. Release the pressure. Release the fear. Release the need to have everything figured out. And let yourself simply exist for a moment, without guilt. And if this prayer softens something inside you tonight, comment Amen. And share this with someone whose heart has been carrying too much alone. You never know who needs this reminder that rest is holy too. You already know what comes next. Repeat after me. I don't chase, I align. What's meant for me meets me in my softness. This is your soft life, and this is Queen's Motives.